Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. Well, this is a bit of a, I guess, product review, so to speak. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of this door, but it is a brand new door that we put on. I put this door on myself after the house got painted. I had the painter paint the door though, so they painted the door for me, but then it kind of sat, and then I put it on here. So it hasn't been on here that long. And before you say, well, you installed it, that's your problem, I'm going to show you where my problem was. I started coming in, and when I went to open and close the door, it was getting harder and harder and harder to close. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And then one day I grabbed it and tried to close it, and I couldn't get it to close at all. And it's cold outside, so I just didn't want to deal with it right now. I figured maybe it was the weather changing and it was just tight, and maybe I needed to reinstall it somewhere. But then I went to open the door and realized when I pulled on this, the whole door moved a bunch. And lo and behold, the hinges on both sides, most of them were stripped out anyhow. So I went to pull one out, and the size of these screws, no kidding, that is what holds the door on right there. I'm going to go ahead and just measure these, and they're about a ½ inch, maybe a little over, screws. So I've pulled a bunch of these out. As you can see, they're all yet again, both sides are that size of a screw, which is just ridiculous. That is way too small. And obviously the door doesn't have enough meat in it to hold on, because these have already pretty much all failed. There was maybe 2 out of all 3 hinges on this door that sort of tightened up for me. And then when I was pulling these out, I noticed, well, look at this one, it's a little easier to see, that there's kind of a, I don't know, some sort of something on these, like a glue or a putty or something like that. Which then there's also these 2 here. I don't know what happened to these 2, but they're rusty, so they're obviously not a stainless steel screw. Or what I'm thinking is it may not be rust. They also look like that putty stuff. So maybe that putty had a reaction to these screws that they put in there. So they were stripped out before they ever shipped the door, basically, is what I'm trying to say, a bunch of them. And the rest of them are so tiny, they just wouldn't hold opening and closing. I mean, this door has probably been on here I would say less than 3 months. I'm not positive. You can go back in my videos and see it wasn't on the last shop tour I did. I had the door, but this was sitting next to the door that was originally on my shop. It's not been being used for very long at all, and it's already failed. Now I will say this was the absolute cheapest outside door that was the measurements that I needed, which none of the doors in my house or my garage, not one of them is exactly the same size. They're all different size doors, which is annoying, but that's what you get when you buy older places. But regardless, I believe we got this one at Lowe's. I cannot remember, to be honest. I don't know the name of it. I didn't keep any of the information that was on it. I just bought the cheapest thing I could find, which, there you go, you get what you pay for kind of thing. But it wasn't that cheap. It was like almost 300 bucks, which to me is not that cheap for a door. For the size I needed, it was the only one I could really find that I could afford it at all. So regardless, what I ended up doing is I actually got these in a box free in a garage sale a long time ago. They are 12 by 2 inch zinc, so they might rust, I don't know. Sheet metal screws. And that's what I put in there to replace those right there. And now my door opens and closes very smoothly. No problems whatsoever. So there you go. Now you know. Be aware if you buy one of these cheap doors, not only safety wise, I mean, that's not going to keep a lot of people out. I don't care how many you put in them. But also, if your door is all of a sudden sagging and you can't figure out, you keep messing with it and trying to fix it and it doesn't work, just go grab some bigger screws. I don't care what kind, but These actually work pretty good. They actually have the taper so that it fits into kind of the recess in the hinge. They stick out a little bit, but not enough to make a difference. Just buyer beware, I guess, is all I'm trying to say. Now get out there and get your junk working. Kind of like this junk door I got working. Thanks for watching Junkworks Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all, and obviously master of none. You all have a good one.